Hey guys, here are my UFC 141 predictions. The fights are this Friday, the 30th. And the first prediction is Brock Lesnar versus Overeem. Overeem is in the UFC. Frank Mir basically said that Lesnar wins this fight 99 out of 100 times because he thinks he's not going to stand with the former K1 champ and that Brock Lesnar's wrestling is just too good. I definitely think that Overeem has a striker's chance, and I definitely see him doing it. But I'm going to completely freak out everyone, and I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar. I know. I know. I'm going to go with Brock by TKO. Next prediction is Nate Diaz versus Donald Cerrone, and it's going to be interesting to see how Cerrone handles the pressure if Diaz, throws a lot of strikes at him. I give the wrestling advantage to Cerrone, and definitely has awesome jiu-jitsu. I don't see him taking this fight to the ground, and Diaz is so tricky. He's tricky. He sometimes, when he looks like he should be losing, he pulls out a move and ends up winning. I'm kind of conflicted because I was so confident on picking Donald. Honestly, against anyone at 55, I would pick Donald to beat them. So I think I'm going to switch up my pick. I was going to go with Donald Cerrone and play conservative and have him win by decision, but I think I'm going to go with Nate Diaz. By decision or by submission, I don't know, but I'm picking Nate Diaz. Next prediction is John Fitch versus Johnny Hendricks. So once again, John Fitch is left out of title talks, and GSP, Nick Diaz, BJ Penn, and Carlos Condit all have their contender rotations. A lot of fans on the message boards say that the UFC doesn't want Fitch to be the champ because he's not exciting enough, and the best way to get him out of the whole title contender talks is to have a relatively unknown guy like Johnny Hendricks beat him. Hendricks is no slouch. I mean, he is a two-time national champ wrestler. He's good boxing, good footwork, he's scrappy. I give Fitch the advantage with the jiu-jitsu. It'll be interesting to see how the MMA wrestling matches up and who will take who down. I think that I think they're about equal in striking, but when in doubt, I'm going to go with the guy that can find a way to win, and that's John Fitch. So I'm going to go with John Fitch by decision, but it's going to be a razor close decision. Next prediction is Vladimir Matyushenko versus Alexander Gustafsson, and I really don't want to pick this fight because both these guys have been smashing their opponent, and someone in this fight is going to get smashed. Alexander's only been finished once in his career, and the last loss to Matyushenko was by John Jones. This is going to be a crazy fight. I really don't know who to pick. I'm going to go probably more with the veteran and say Matyushenko, but honestly, this pick, I do not know. It could go really either way. But I'm going to go with Matyushenko. Last prediction is Namfan versus Jimmy Hendricks, and this is his second fight in the UFC, and out of all his 9 wins, they've all been won by submission, and it's common knowledge that Fan is a BJJ black belt, so I think in this fight we can see how good he really is, and how good Jimmy is at the UFC level. I have to go, though, with Fan. I'm going to go with him by decision. I think he's a well-versed striker, and I think he'll have the advantage on the ground, even if Jimmy does give him trouble. So should be a fun fight, going with Fan by decision.